Welcome to our course on infinite scroll. This course is going to be covering building an infinite scroll project from scratch. We're going to be covering a number of different technologies. So on the front end, we're going to be looking at jQuery as our JavaScript library. We're also going to be incorporating a little bit of JavaScript, and then HTML is going to be really light. We're just going to build a structure for HTML, and we're going to use our jQuery AJAX methods in order to connect to our backend, and that backend is going to be a PHP backend where we're going to connect to the MySQL database, and we're going to deliver an API that the AJAX call is going to pick up. It's going to be a JSON formatted API, and AJAX is going to connect to that API and deliver that content from the database, outputting it back into our HTML page. So that is the project that we're working on, and I'm so excited to have the opportunity to present this project to you today. My name is Lawrence. I've been building web applications since 1999, and one of the things I really enjoy about developing is building out projects. So starting out, creating a challenge for yourself, and coming up with a solution. That's what programming is all about, creating those solutions using technology for delivering content better and creating better user experiences online. So there are some prerequisites to this course. So a general understanding or a working knowledge of jQuery, JavaScript, and PHP is required. We're not going to be going in depth about these languages. We are going to be covering only the necessary parts of these languages in order to cover our project and create our project. We are going to be working on this project from scratch, and we're going to be incorporating all these technologies, and the objective of this course is really to demonstrate how all of these technologies can be incorporated into one web application and work together in a nice seamless fashion, and connecting them all together using the different languages. So we cover all aspects of these languages needed to create an API endpoint, and that is the goal of this course, to demonstrate how you can create an API endpoint, essentially getting database information and being able to pull it back into your front-end code. Then utilize that data that you're pulling back and do something with it, and in the course we're actually going to be outputting it into our HTML elements. So infinite scroll, if you're not familiar with that, it's a web design technique that loads content continuously, and as the user scrolls down the page, we're going to load even more content. So basically it limits the need for pagination, and it gives you the ability to present quite a bit of data, and usually it's ordered depending on the date when the data was populated, so you see the most recent entries first. You see it a lot of social media websites will use them, such as Twitter and Facebook, so it is a popular technique used on many websites, and this course will show you how to build one yourself. And what you're going to learn in this course is the techniques and how to build these types of applications from scratch. Essentially creating that API, coming up with the solution and executing that solution, and building out that capable application that can deliver what you're looking for, and that is that infinite scroll. So you're going to learn how to combine these technologies, and you're also going to learn how to use AJAX to send requests, return back that API data, and it's going to be in a JSON format, so that really makes it easy to pull it out and utilize it within your JavaScript. So you're going to learn how to set up the structure of your web application, find out about creating PHP databases and connecting to PHP databases. So there is going to be quite a bit of PHP in this course, and it's going to be balanced off with jQuery and AJAX. So it's going to be roughly about half and half, might be a little bit more PHP heavy because the basis of this application is really that API. So that's where all the magic happens, and that's where we're connecting to the SQL database and outputting the JSON format. So it's PHP code. We're going to build customized JSON output, and we're also going to explore how we can make AJAX requests. We're also going to use JavaScript to detect the scroll, assemble that HTML page dynamically, and overall just examine how web applications are built. So the source code is included, and I'll give you a quick preview of what we're going to be building out. So essentially this is the infinite scroll application, and we've just got some dummy text here, and as you can see, as I scroll, we continuously load content, so we can continuously scroll down and load even more and more content until we get to the end. So we had 117 entries, but notice when I loaded the page, there was only about 7 coming out. And so all of this data is coming from a database. So all of this is contained within the database, and I'm going to actually show you how you can generate some dummy text as well into your database. So essentially all we're doing is we're pulling all of this content one by one, starting with the first item, you can see it there, and pulling it out and just outputting it within our HTML. So this is in order to simulate, obviously you'd have real content and real data rows that you wanted to output into your HTML in order to really use this application properly. So this was just to simulate that effect with some dummy content. So essentially we are calling over to the API. So this is the API endpoint, and this is the source code that's actually being returned. So we've got 10 entries being returned here, we've got 3 being returned here, we've got 1 being returned here. So notice that we can actually change the number of entries that we're pulling back. We could even pull back all 100, and this is all pulled back and formatted in a JSON format, which makes it really super easy to read via JavaScript. So the jQuery JavaScript can really loop through this content really easily and make use of it. So this is going to be a step-by-step project that we're going to be starting with a blank page and building out all of these files. So we're going to build out the index file, which is going to house the jQuery. We're also going to build out a database connection, so that's the PHP part of it, so making our connection to the database. We're also building out a way to insert some dummy text, and also then finally the API. So all of this is going to be included within this course. I've also included the source code so you can try it out for yourself, construct your own APIs, and utilize them within your own applications. So when you're ready, let's get started with building this infinite scroll project.